This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by Rebecca Connolly, better known as just Beck Connolly over Zoom. Beck, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Had a long rest in my hotel room.
How have you found yesterday obviously getting tested and then having to quarantine in my room?
Yeah, it was all right actually, I have to say. No cooking, no cleaning, no running around, no running businesses, no working 24/7. I was having a jolly old time. Isn't it today?
I'm glad you was able to find some enjoyment out of yesterday. But let's move on to the fighting talk. Obviously, you're facing Ellie Scotney come Saturday night. Talk to me about that fight, Beck. What do you actually know about Ellie and what are you expecting from her?
Well, we're not under any disillusion of what she brings to the table at all. She's had 40-odd amateur fights earmarked for Team GB, the Olympics, won everything, touted as the next Katie Taylor. So we're not expecting your traditional debutee at all.
What should we expect to see from yourself? You've obviously shared the ring with a variety of top talents, such as Terry Harper, Tasha Jonas, Rachel Ball, who's fighting in a few weeks herself. What should we expect to see from you?
Just the same as I always bring, like 100% of myself on the night, and that's all any fighter can do at any time, isn't it? Certainly, no woman scares me. We've got in with the best, and I've got all respect for anybody trying to make it in this game because it's the toughest of sports. But yeah, we just want to see where we're at.
Ellie's obviously the favourite heading into the fight, but what do you make of Amos for her debut? Do you read anything into it?
Nothing at all. I only ever focus on myself. Even even if you take the Jonas fight, like we've got like one of my heroes from the Olympics, like the pedigree of all pedigrees, and I still just focus on yourself, just do your own thing, and that's what you got to do. It's you against you at the end of the day. As a fighter, you don't turn pro without all the tools that you need. You've just got to pull those tools out at the right moment, and that is the really easy thing and the really, really hard thing.
How huge of an opportunity is this for yourself, Beck? If you was to come away victorious, and you can only imagine the doors it will open up for yourself, especially given the buzz which is building around women's boxing at this moment in time.
Absolutely. I mean, I've come up the hard way. I don't get me wrong. I am all for women coming through, and I'm so pleased we've got these young women coming out of the amateurs and turning over, and they're the next gen of badasses. I am all for that, but I've come up the hard way. I've done the small halls. We've sold the tickets. We're this is luxury this week. Usually you've got to pay the opponent, the house fees, the managerial fees. I'm the day before still chasing ticket money. I need 10 more tickets to even make my purse, to do this, to do that. Won't be able to fight if I get that. The opponent's changed 20 times. They're now demanding 200 quid extra. Oh my God, haven't even thought about making weight. So this is come in, chill out in a hotel, do some cool training, and get paid for it. I mean, I'm living the dream right now, aren't I?
I see somebody in such bubbly spirit, especially on fight week when a lot of fighters obviously concentrating on making weight. Talk to me about that. How are you finding any type of training restrictions that might be in place? Being in a bubble, I know you have to book certain slots and I don't want to say appointments, but you have to book a slot for being able to go and use the gym and what have you.
Yeah, the only slot that I couldn't get was this morning's slot because the COVID test had to come back before we were allowed out. So I'm going to get my cardio slot tonight. But I'm very set in my ways. I like to get up and do my cardio straight away. So stubbed me toe in the hotel room, didn't I? That's cursing this morning. But yeah, apart from that, I think we've got a boxing slot, a couple of cardio slots. So nothing's going to change.
Boxing behind closed doors as well, Beck. I'm sure you've kept your eye on the return of boxing since the pandemic, kind of really took its hold around the world. What are you expecting from it though? How do you expect your kind of?
I've just been chatting to the matchroom guys about that. That's the one thing that it's going to be weird, isn't it? No audience. You usually walk out to a crowd, you feed off that energy. Yeah, I haven't got any expectations of it. I'm definitely going to be able to hear the corner, which is unusual. I can't use that afterwards. I didn't hear what you were saying. So yeah, just going to embrace it. I mean, how many people get to come out of a pandemic and say, "Oh, I went on Sky Sports during a pandemic"? like that's one for the grandkids.
Does it further does you feel it could benefit you more so than what it will Ellie? I imagine in her case, she's imagined what this day would have been like for her for years when she turned over as a professional. But with yourself, you've got the experience, you've been in there with, like I say, high profile names. Do you think you could kind of benefit it from being?
Yeah, honestly, if it was my daughter, I would be absolutely gutted for her, because that's part of the my debut is like one of the best memories of my entire life, like one of the worst memories as well, because I was absolutely bricking it beforehand. But the crowd, just to my dying day, the debut will be like one of my best memories. And I can't imagine that being like that had I not had the support that I'd had that night. So yeah, it's suck it and see. For me, this is just a completely new experience, and I'm looking forward to it. And no crowds, it's not going to be like that forever, is it? And I'm certainly not going to be boxing in small halls anytime soon, because the crowds are not coming back for a while, are they? So
final thing from me, Beck, I know you've just recently linked up with Siesta. Talk to me about that one. How are you finding working with Al?
Yeah, as I say, new coach, new management. This is our first outing together. I've been with obviously with Paddy for nearly 10 years now, and I was just saying I didn't realise how much he sheltered me from the business side of boxing at all. The fight was on and off, and maybe and yes and no, and I would never have had all that from Paddy. He'd have just waited till it was all signed, done. This is your fight, and you concentrate on training and do that. My only saving grace is that I've stayed in camps throughout the entire thing, because I thought, you know what, there's going to be an opportunity at some point. There's going to be something that comes up. So just stayed training, stayed ready, and then Al came along. Just sorted this one out. So it's good.
All right, Becca, we'll leave it there now. We'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your running session later on.
It comes to something when you're excited about running, doesn't it?
Thank you for your time, Beck, and obviously good luck with Saturday night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya.